Hello, I am Mike the Heal Your Gut Guy, and in this video we're going to talk about how to heal gastritis. And the best way to heal any condition is to go after the root cause. And we're going to do this by following the work of Dr. Hammer, the discoverer of German New Medicine. Why are we going to do this? Because Dr. Hammer is the rock star of medicine. He had a 90% success rate with terminal cancer. Terminal cancer is when they send you home and they say, hey, you got 4 months to live, good luck. He had a 90% success rate with these terminal cancer cases. And so what he saw was that people with gastritis, they would have a ring in their brain in a very specific location on a CT scan 100% of the time, right about here, right here. And this ring would appear, these rings, they would look like this, concentric rings, but if someone had gastritis, they would be washed out compared to being sharp. Now, what caused these rings? Dr. Hammer discovered that these rings were caused by conflict shocks, stressful events that catch us off guard. Now, what type of conflict shocks? There's a very specific type of conflict shock that caused gastritis. And for men, it was always a territorial anger. Always, just about always, like 90% of the time, a territorial anger. What are you angry about? So what I want, as you watch this video, what I want you to do is go down below and leave a comment. And if you're a man, tell me, what are you angry about? Especially, what were you really angry about when your gastritis symptoms started? If you are a female, in the comments, tell me what you're having trouble making a decision about. Maybe it's your career. Maybe it's a relationship that you are in. It could, for females, it could also be a territorial anger because there's more things playing with a female's hormone status, like birth control pills, pregnancy, postmenopausal. There's a lot of, and also conflicts themselves can change our hormone status and the way that we see the world. It's very important that you go down below and leave a comment because it does many things. One, I read all my comments and I will respond to them and give you helpful information on simple steps to move forward in your recovery process, but also it helps get this vital information to the world. Dr. Hammer's information needs to be shared with the world, and you can help do that by just taking a few seconds to type us a message. You don't even have to type what your territorial anger or your identity conflict is. Let me know what types of videos you would like me to make. Just type hi, anything, and it would go a very long way. Also hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And you can learn, because you will learn this new way of thinking about your health, the correct way. Now, we need to understand what gastritis is because there's a few other symptoms that come along with gastritis. So for gastritis, this upper part, this part in red you see right here, can be inflamed. And usually this is on and off. So gastritis, the gastric stomach is inflamed, but it's this top part. It's not this bottom part, and it's because these tissues they're two separate tissues. And so inflammation, gastritis, this is inflamed. Okay, what is inflammation? Inflammation is the body's response to injury. Now, why in modern medicine and holistic medicine do they treat inflammation like it's a cancer and that it needs to be cut out and we need to take anti-inflammatory drugs and anti-inflammatory foods and stuff like that? We want to heal gastritis, and inflammation is healing. So why are we trying to suppress it? The only thing that can heal you at the end of the day is your own cells. What What can possibly heal you? Think about it for a second, because this is important. What heals you at the end of the day? A drug doesn't heal you. A food doesn't heal you. Only your own cells heal you. And your cells are controlled by your brain. That's not to say food doesn't play an important role, and that's not to say medicine doesn't play an important role, but the ultimate role, the most important role, is your brain. And understanding inflammation is your brain trying to heal a tissue that's being, and if the inflammation sticks around for a long time, why do you think the inflammation is sticking around for a long time? It's because injury is there's something injuring this part of the body for a long time. And so when someone is conflict active with a territorial anger, so for one of my friends, he was very angry that his boss, that his wife left him. And so he was super angry at her. So the way that this tissue responds is with cell loss. It starts to lose cells. And if it's intense enough, ulcers will develop. Burning pain will develop. I don't have much room to write here, but burning pain and cell loss. And then when his wife came back, this went into the healing phase. So there's cell restoration. It turned into a pressure pain. And then this is when someone could get diagnosed with gastritis, because inflammation is healing this cell loss. Does that make sense? The injury, people think it's, stomach acid. Stomach acid can hurt when there's cell loss occurring here, but by no means is the stomach acid creating ulcers. If the stomach acid was going to create ulcers anywhere, it would be down here, because that's where it's hanging out most of the time with gravity. But the ulcers are always up here. And now what causes this gastritis to go on for a long time is, let's say my male friend right here, he's constantly fighting with his wife. One week they're best friends, the next week they hate each other. And it goes back and forth for years and years and years. That's how someone can develop gastritis. And when the pain is burning, they're conflict active in the territorial anger. And when the pain is a pressure pain, that's when they know they've kissed and they made up. An identity conflict. So for a woman who has a baby, let's say she's conflicted on whether to go back to work or not, or be a stay-at-home mom. And then she's got her husband giving her a hard time. You should go back to work, or you should stay home with a child. And then her best friend is just like, you should be out in the workplace. I have so much fun working, blah, 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 blah. She's conflicted. She doesn't know what to do. And depending on what side of the fence she is on, or how she feels about the situation, when she's content, she gets the healing symptoms. So I'm sure you're asking, okay, that's great. I need to resolve this conflict. But when will these healing symptoms go away? These healing symptoms will go away once the cell restoration is complete. And how long is that going to take? It depends on the length and intensity of the conflict. So when you get if you're diagnosed with gastritis, you're also probably going to get diagnosed with H. pylori. H. pylori is assisting with the cell restoration. I know that's a radical different way to think about this, but why do you think the H. pylori infection only happens here and not in the small intestine? Because the only place H. pylori grows is in the stomach, and specifically in this part of the stomach. And the process that controls that, what controls the whole body? The brain. That's right, the brain controls the whole body. And when we really look at the real science, we learn that where does H. pylori come from? It comes from our own cells. So this is the way we need to start looking at gastritis. The way you're going to heal your gastritis is to address the territorial anger and keep it resolved. If you're a man, especially if you're a man, it's territorial anger. If you're a woman, it could be an identity conflict, a decision conflict, or territorial anger conflict. So that's the most important part of managing your symptoms, is resolving these things and keeping them resolved. And if you have gastritis, they're already partially resolved. They're reoccurring, they're relapsing. There's different ways to manage the symptoms. You can take drugs, but essentially you probably have ulcers here, and you just need to take it easy on your stomach until the symptoms go away. But usually the symptoms are a lot easier to manage when you understand what's going on and you don't feel trapped. And another question you're probably asking is, how do I resolve these conflicts? How do I fully resolve them? And my answer to you is, only you know the answer to that. I can help guide you to come to the right conclusion, but only you can have the answer to that. And now that you know that your gastritis is caused by one type of these conflicts, you now have the good motivation to fix these things and keep them fixed. And now you're heading in the right direction. The most important thing is for you that you're heading in the right direction and that you understand what is going on. If you would like my help in addressing these issues, I have something called the Rapid Gut Healing Program, where me and my coaches will answer your questions every single day inside a private Facebook group. And then 3 to 4 times a week, you can get on a Zoom call with us, and we'll answer all your questions on a live video call or audio call, and we'll answer your questions. How much value will come into your life if you no longer have to deal with this gastritis? Maybe you're on a very strict diet. Maybe you can't go out with your friends anymore. I mean, these symptoms can be life-altering and steal a lot of value from your life, but I want to bring this value back into your life, and I can do that for you. I can serve you. I give you this value if you enroll in the Rapid Gut Healing Program, where we can work more one-on-one, and I can give you more education on what's going on behind the scenes. So the link for that is down in the description. Also, while you're going down in the description, please hit the like button. It can save somebody's stomach. It really can. Pay it forward. And also hit that subscribe button so you can learn, because I'll help teach you, help you see this new way of thinking about your health, so I can give you as much value as possible. But go click on that Rapid Gut Healing Program link, and I'd love to work with you. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.